Waiting for a delivery right now. Just waiting for some mattresses to get delivered to my flat. So I thought, you know what? Man, for utilize his time and make a video on it. I'm not the type of person to sit down and just do nothing. I value my time. Even when I go and get my hair cut. Big up man like John Barber. I sit in my car outside the barber shop and I'll be doing my paperwork. I'll be typing out invoices and that. Man, don't just sit down and play on my phone. I value my time. Time is the key word in this video. No crime is worth the Ross Clark time. I know it sounds cliche in it, but literally, forget about big sentences, forget about mad crimes and that, and the sentences that come with the mad crimes. Even something dumb. Like you can go tee for £80 tracksuit from JD Sports. Let's say, for example, you get away with it right then and there, innit? Yeah, like the security don't grab you up and dash you to the ground. But let's say, for example, they catch you on camera and they know who you are, innit? Obviously, you'll be summoned to court. Obviously, you get nicked and now you go to court and now whatever, innit? Yeah. More like you have to pay back pay for that tracksuit. There'll be court fees and that you have to pay for, depending if you plead guilty or you get me. See, this is the thing as well. If you plead guilty, you get a third off, and if you take it to trial and you lose, then you get me. The sentence is gonna be worse. Then they'll give you community service and all these things and that. Blood, no crime is worth the time, even at the lower end of the scale. They'll make you do. What's that thing? I've done it before. Community service and that. They give you 20 hours and them things there and that. Value your time, blood. It's not worth the crime. The crime is not worth the time. Now, talking about more serious crimes and that. One of the worst crimes that you could do that's just literally not worth it, blood. Phone robberies. Spoke about this before. I'm going to speak about this again. They're just not worth it. I've met man in jail and no man on the roads and that have gone to jail for phone robberies and that. You'll go and rob a man, peel a youth for a phone that you might be able to shot for £80, £100. But the sentence that comes with that, 4 or 5 years. All right, congratulations. You get to do half. You get to do a little bit less on good behavior. Congratulations. £80, £100. Was it really worth it? I get triple that a day. Obviously, I'm on price work and that. So the more I do, the more I get paid. The less I do, the less I get paid. Innit? But even if I was just working on a construction site, let's say, as a qualified electrical tester, £250 a day. And I get to go home. You're going to be locked in a cell over £100. And that's if the robbery goes well. Not promoting no violence or nothing, but I did make a video. I ain't released it yet. But talking about mobile phone robbery turns into a GBH. So basically in that video, some you went to go and rob someone, some little other you or whatever in it. Then some passerbys have come, tried to stop the robbery and that. My man's pulled out a shank and stabbed the passerby. You know he's going to get some hefty sentence for that, innit? Yeah? You know a man's going to be looking at a straight easy 10, fam. Because the way the judge and the jury and, you get me, the prosecutor going to see is like, you tried to rob someone and someone from the member of the public went out of their way to help someone and you've gone and stabbed that person. So they tried to do good when you was doing bad and they end up coming off. 10 years. Now that was that video I'm talking about. See, mobile phone robbery turns to GBH. Some you the other day's taking it a step further. And this is the thing, blood. People think, yeah, I just took him, I just stabbed him there. Fam, you might hit a man in the wrong place, blood. I know man that have been stabbed 19 times and they're good. And I know other people, one chest shot, man's plugged it in his chest, one time, one shot, done, blood. Some youth was robbing the next youth, stabbed him in his leg 3 times. The youth's dead now. Over a phone, blood. I beg someone put like, actually no, I was gonna say, beg someone put how much you could shot a stolen phone. I don't care. You know it's not worth it, fam. Imagine if a man was to even shot that stolen phone for £300. Now, I think the youth was 17, 18 or 19 and he got like a 16 or 17, fam. His best years he's gonna spend behind bars, blood. I know, man, older man, one of my peoples, but big man, obviously, innit? One of his peoples back in the day. So, This would have been mid to late 80s. Maybe that's when the phone robberies and, well, not phones, because obviously no one really had phones in the mid to late 80s, definitely, innit? But robberies, you get me? They were becoming fashionable or whatever, innit? The judge made an example out of the youth. The youth was 16, robbed some youth, got 6 years. Obviously, 623, but the judge made an example out of him. Because probably in that area, robberies was, there was a spike in phone robberies in that area, or could have just been the whole of London. And the judge and that said, you know what, fuck it, man, I'm gonna make an example out of you. 6 years, do 3. 16 to 19, those are like some of your best years as a youth, man. Obviously there's still more life to enjoy, get me 20s to 30s and that, but 16 to 19, like, come on, remember what you was on when you was 16 to 19, blood? You was having your best, yeah, you was living your best life, blood. Living your best life, 15 to 18, 16 to 19. Something, man, I'm spending that behind bars, blood. It's long, fam. No crime is worth the time, fam. Man think they're just going to go on a move and it's going to go smoothly. Yeah, I might have to, you get me, giving 1, 2, but other than that, it's going to go smooth and I'm going to be successful. No. I know youths that used to walk past my house. So go check a next shoot on my road. Went on a move. Someone, yeah, that's it. It's over, fam. Next shoot, try to do a move. He was the aggressor. Get me. 1 shot in his chest. He's gone now. People think, oh yeah, I'm just going to go on a move and yeah, it's going to go smoothly. No. You might end up doing something that's going to give you quadruple the sentence that you could have got if you just done the move and got caught for it. So you might do a move and get 5 years for a robbery or whatever in it. But if you kill someone, you're getting 20. Or, I don't know if it's worse, getting offed on the move. So, blood, I'm so glad I'm not doing crime right now. Let me say, crime right now. I'm so glad I'm not doing crime. Because, you know, you have to be technical with what you say. Oh, he said right now, so in the future, no. I'm so glad I'm not doing crime, innit? Like, I hate to think, oh, is the police coming and shit? Fuck that, man. I'm too old for them things. They're looking over my shoulder, worried about the police. I remember the other day, I must have seen, it looked like a police van was outside my yard. It happened to be an ambulance. When I saw that, I thought, like, what have I done? And that, I ain't even on nothing, but, you know, like, just a little paranoia and that. Come on, fam. Man say, oh, Jay must be on something. He's paranoid. I'm like, all man, them all paranoid. I tell you, all paranoid. Any man right now watching this right now, who's a driver, don't tell me you don't feel a certain way. Do not fucking lie to me, my brother. Don't tell me you don't feel a certain way when you're sitting in your car and you're driving and there's police behind you. Yeah? You're there looking in your rear view mirror. What are you looking in your rear view mirror? You're keeping an eye on the police. What's keeping an eye on the police gonna do? Don't tell me that you don't feel a certain way when the police are behind you. Even my gal, I asked her. I said, because she's never been stopped by the police, you know, before. Mad. She's never been stopped and searched by the police before. Mad, you know. Never stopped and searched by the police. Never been pulled over by the police in the car. Mad. That's female privilege right there, innit? I said to her, because obviously I have a theory, it's obviously just man them that feel like that, innit? I was like, you know, like when you're driving and that, do you ever, like when the police are behind you, do you ever like look and keep your eye on them in the rear view mirror? And she was like, yeah, I do sometimes, because like she may have been speeding or something, innit? But other than that, she's like, nah. Like if I'm just sitting in traffic and there's police behind me, I don't care, because obviously, you know, there's no potential for her to be going over the limit. Because obviously we all tend to just do 3 miles over the limit and that. You know what I'm saying? You're not really there watching the speed limit and that. But I was like, nah, I could be sitting in my car. It ain't nothing to do with speeding and that. I could be sitting in my car. If there's police behind me, I'm watching, blood. Why am I watching? What's that gonna do really, innit? So, yeah, I would never want to be in a position where I'm looking over my shoulder, worried about getting pulled over by the Jakes and that. Fuck that bullshit. Too old for that. Too old for that nonsense, man. That's some, you get me, some 07, 08 shit. For me, because of my age, I'm 30 years old. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder, innit? Man, I just need to stop doing crime, blood. It's long. The sentences are just not worth it, blood. The judge will have you sitting down for 10 years. A judge will give out 100 years worth of sentences that day and sleep good that night. They don't give a fuck about you. None of these, listen, a lot of people feel like, oh yeah, my solicitor's got my back, my barrister, they got me in it, yeah, they care about it. Blood, your barrister, your solicitor don't give a fuck about you, blood. Your barrister, your solicitor, them man there are having lunch with the prosecutor and that, you know. Them man there, after your trial is done and you get sentenced, and you're away, and the judge has got you sitting down for 5, 6, 10 years and that. Your barrister, your solicitor is talking to the prosecutor, shaking his hand outside, saying, yeah, man, like, yeah, it was a good session, innit? They don't give a fuck about none of you lot. Why should they? That's the thing, blood. You're in the police station and that. You're sitting down in the cell. Your duty sister come see you and that. You get me talking over your case and that. Your duty sister don't give a fuck about you, much less your own solicitor. They're going home that night. You're not, blood. Yeah, they might be there at 2 in the morning and that, doing the night shift and that. But you know what? They know whatever happens, they ain't got a criminal record and they're going home tonight. They don't give a fuck about you, blood. The only person that cares about you is you. Even your man them don't really care about you. Man them that's been on them long 5, 10 year sentences and that. How many of their boys that will ride or dies and that, how many of them come to check them after the first year? During their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, up to their 10th year in the sentence and that. How much of them man they drop off? You be phoning them. They don't even want to answer your phone call because they don't know if you just want a general chit chat or, oh, my man's phoning me up for peas again, blood. Man are looking at the phone call and contemplating whether they should answer it or not. Because no one wants to have to tell someone that's inside, no, I ain't got no money for you and that. Or they don't want to give you money, so they're lying or whatever. So man will see your phone call. And it's not like, oh, you get me, you're coming out in a couple months. Now you got a few years and that. Man will see your phone call and think, fuck, man. Like, what could he want? Could he want it just a chit chat? Or is he going to ask me to bust him on £50 and that? Long, blood. Anyway, man, that's it, man. No crime is worth the time, fam. That's the realest truth, man. Stay wise. Done, man.